One day, you will wish you had started sooner. One day you will wish you did it differently. One day you will wish you did it at all. That day, you won't be able to turn the clock back. That day, all the excuses you are making right now would seem meaningless. That day, you will beg for one more opportunity, and it won't be there anymore. That day, you will be wrapped in a cloak of regrets with no escape obvious. Time doesn't slow down for anyone. Life doesn't stop for anyone. You either hop on it and move along with it, or it goes on without you. Life slips by through the cracks between your fingers. If you refuse to catch on with it, it has no obligation to return to you the minutes, the hours you spend whining and wallowing, rather than hustling and grinding. It has no obligation to return to you the time you spent in self-pity and self-doubt. Use it wisely, take decisions, and execute. Most of the time, it is you who is in the way of a better life you have planned for yourself, simply because you lack the courage to execute, because you're too afraid if things will go wrong, or because you think you have got plenty of life left ahead to wake up one day and make it all come true. Stop being oblivious to your own truth. Stop putting a lid on your steam of potential. Stop letting self-doubt take the best of you. Stop letting procrastination take the best of you. Stop letting your excuses take the best of you. Whatever it is now. What you can do, it needs to happen today. Tomorrow isn't promised. Your next breath isn't promised. We all have been given the same 24 hours a day, the same 7 days a week. What differentiates a champion from losers is how he uses these hours. What builds or breaks you is how you use these hours. Some people wish they could restart their life so they would do things differently. Some people wish if they had only one more opportunity, they'd prove themselves to the world. But words are not enough to compensate when it's you versus the excuses your past self made. Despair breaks in. None of the excuses you made seem relevant. Excuses become regrets when you're on your deathbed. At that moment, you're helpless, but you ain't today. Today, it's still not too late. It is better to work for the life you want than simply getting by and living the life you hate. Yes, it's hard. It's hard because most of us are too afraid. Too afraid to let go, too afraid to take risk, and too afraid to say no. But how would you make room for new and better things if you don't get rid of useless things? How would you make room for commitment if you are not willing to let go of your excuses? How would you say yes to discipline if you are not saying no to procrastination? Do you know what differentiates a loser from a champion? A loser always has justifications for every wrong he does to himself. A champion makes the same circumstances the reason to push harder. He makes it the reason to go an extra mile forward every day, even when he's too tired to. It doesn't happen overnight. Discipline is a streak of little habits that helps you shape a productive day and eventually a better life. Sometimes that includes overcoming bad habits too that have been holding you back for too long. Your past experiences, your mistakes, and your scars do determine your worth. Whoever says otherwise lies to you. Your past actions, the encounters you had, the habits you built and got rid of, the reactions you gave, and the decisions you made, it all contributed to where you stand today. Stop being ashamed of your past. Accept it. Take your lessons and step into your present. They say your future is a blank sheet. I say your present is unwritten too. You're writing it with a conscious pen that you never noticed was always in your hands. Write it down with the ink of passion, happiness, and courage. A champion wins because he never just goes with the flow. He makes his own path even when the land ahead of him appears to be barren. He sets himself in motion every day to cover one more mile than he has the stamina for. He knows if he gives in today, he will break the commitment he has made to himself. The commitment to show up on days when he doesn't have to, but his discipline makes him do it. It's his devotion to his purpose in life that makes him keep going. That purpose in life has to be meaningful for you. Ask yourself, what's the legacy you want to leave behind? Ask yourself, are you working to make it come true? Ask yourself, are you honest to yourself when you make these excuses? Ask yourself, what would life look like if you didn't let these excuses drive you? Impossible is only not possible as long as you let it stay impossible. If you have a direction and there are too many distractions around, believe in what you are doing and keep going. Keep taking one more step. Keep building what you are here to build. The pace doesn't matter. The persistence and courage does. Make today the landmark of your existence. It's what you do today that'll contribute to your life from this day onwards. Promise yourself that from today onwards, you will prioritize what truly matters. You will not let your excuses choose for you. You will set yourself free from unhealthy habits. You will go past your pessimistic thought pattern. You'll develop a habit you'd be proud of. Promise yourself that you will be your #1 supporter. Do that and you will see yourself reaching the heights of success and happiness you have only seen in your favorite dreams.